the other dead elephant in the room that I have to talk about, and the reason why I'm even talking about this now, I'm gonna turn the music off because this is actually gonna probably be on the VOD channel later. This specific part, because it's important. The other big elephant in the room, which a lot of people were talking about, is the Unity situation. As a streamer, right? As a fucking streamer, I kind of have a weird gray area with Unity and shit. I am very much well aware what's going on with the Unity thing, and for those who aren't in the know or live on a rock, basically Unity had decided, hey, newsflash, we're gonna just say fuck you and fuck the indie devs, and every install we're paying a fee, which is completely fucking unethical, and it is completely fucking immoral to do that, and it's uncharted territory. And there's a good reason why it's uncharted territory, right? The reason why is because you know, that is a death sentence to anything on the internet, really. Let's see. Talk about the kettle, Kappa. I haven't bought the kettle yet, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Unity do single-handedly delay Silksong though. Well, this is okay. So this is the thing, right? A lot of developers, right, have voiced their concerns, right? And I, as a streamer and not a developer, I have some things I'm gonna say about this, okay? First off, what is my perception on the Unity situation? It's pretty simple. Money is not a root of all evil. Greed is. Greed is the core component of all of this. Apparently, a lot of this is like really shady shit, and like the EA executive, or the former EA executive that runs Unity, has sold a fuck ton of his shares. If you want my honest perception on the matter, usually when a CEO does shit like this, it's not a good sign of internal affairs. In other words, that means that the CEO is about to do a pump and dump, or they've already pumped it. Now they're dumping their shares, and they're gonna jump ship and watch the ship burn, right? But I think what's going on now is, and this is just an assumption, this is just my thought process. The CEO and whatever executives are making this decision are just like, fuck it, make a terrible decision, burn it all to the ground, pull out all of our shares, jump ship, okay? As a streamer, this is a really fucking murky area for me, because for those who don't know, hi, my name is Flamie. I'm a fucking variety streamer, right? I had to sit on this for a bit because I was curious as to how this is gonna pull out, and sadly enough, Unity didn't pull out or backtrack what they were saying. As a creator and as a content and a streamer, I have to make these weird fucking moral dilemma choices, and ultimately what it ends up being is I regardless of what decision I make, I lose, right? In this particular instance, it doesn't matter what I fucking do, I lose. And not only that, the indie devs also fucking lose. It's insane. It's fucking insane, okay? Because it's like, okay, well, as a streamer, if I install the game, well, I contribute to the problem, which is now I've made the indie dev in question fucking pay more of an install fee. But if I don't install the game and I don't give them the support that they need to continue development, then I'm still in the wrong. If I play the game and install it and make them install the install fee, being a streamer, I get it. I'm pretty fucking small. I'm a small girl dick fucking streamer. But regardless, there's always that chance of, you know, of more eyes on a thing, right? More eyes on a prize. with that being said, like, that also plays into a consequence, because then not only am I a contributing factor to that install fee, well, now other people who want to play the game also end up being a contributing factor to that install fee, further fucking destroying development of that game. It's insane, right? It's an insane moral dilemma. And the problem here, as a streamer, right, and I say this because I'm not the only one who's probably thinking about this. Do I play the game or not? Because it is a Unity-based engine. I don't want to give any fucking support to Unity, but I don't have much of a choice if I want to support the indie dev. A great example of this is, chat mentioned it earlier, Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight is a great example of that. I want to play Hollow Knight, but if I don't want to support Unity, I can't fucking play Hollow Knight. But the problem is if I just bought the game, then the install fee problem isn't a thing. It's a weird fucking situation, and the thing is chat mentioned it too. Epic's gonna get some more business due to Unreal and not doing this shit and being more affordable anyway. Well, that's the thing, okay? I'm very much well aware of there being alternative engines, and so are their devs. Godot is a great fucking engine. Right? Godot is an awesome fucking engine. It's open source. I am a very heavy advocate for open source. Yes, that is the IT major coming out of me. Fuck off. But yeah, I'm definitely a heavy advocate for open source. Because it's community driven. It's not corporate driven, it's community driven. But the problem here isn't so much, hey, devs, use a different engine. The problem here, as for me personally, is this does indirectly affect content creators, right? I look at it this way. I'm gonna lose either way. Like, if I don't play the game, then like I'm gonna look like I'm not supporting it. If I do play the game, I'm a contributing factor to hurting, and then I get to hear the shit comments about, oh well, you know, you're causing pain to this developer or whatnot. I've ultimately just kind of decided that the reality is that as a streamer, and this is gonna sound really shitty, and I apologize. As a streamer, as a content creator, I have very little contributing factor to the development of said game, nor do I have any choice or contributing factor in what engine that they use, right? So when I play games, right, and mods, I need you to understand this as well when I say this, and this is something I'm probably gonna have to like clarify later. When I play games that are built in Unity, please understand that I'm not doing it to fucking harm a developer. I'm doing it to give them a possible platform, even though now, given the situation with the install fee thing, there is a good chance that that is also going to harm them if, say, other people want to install and play the game. It's a fucking, nobody wins in this situation. It's not just the indie devs, it's the consumer, it's the end user, the consumer, the indie, the developers, and also like the major developers like Microsoft. I guarantee you, Microsoft is going to be fucking pissed when they find out about this, especially with their streaming service. Because I remember in a forum, someone saying, one of the Unity people saying that they're like going to like hope and rely that Nintendo and Snowy and fucking Microfuck is gonna, like, you know, they're gonna save them. They're gonna save the developers and shit, the cost and shit. No, they're not. No, they're not. They're gonna be just as pissed, if not more. It's insane. It's actually fucking insane. This is a decision that it impacts not even just indie devs, but just everyone. And you know, all it takes is one fuckhead from EA who went over and wanted to be like, I'm gonna be the CEO of this one fucking company, to really fucking impact a lot of people who use this engine. And to be fair, right, what I will say is this, you know, Unity has always had this fucking reputation of being a shit middleman engine for everyone to use, right? It's basically the Adobe of the game dev world, right? Everyone uses it, everyone fucking hates them, right? So the difference between Unity and, you know, Adobe is actually Unity actually fucking works. Adobe never fucking works, ever. Which is a fucking bombshell to me, because I don't understand why people even use that. But what I'm trying to say is Unity, this is just another fucking shit stain, if not the last shit stain on Unity's legacy. And as a creator, I really don't have much of a choice but to say, look, I'm going to play the games that I'm going to want to play on stream, because that is something that I have to I have to do. I'm a variety streamer, after all. But I want to make it abundantly clear, when I install games and I also am playing these games, I am supporting the dev by paying the money to them. I never fucking pirate my games unless it's, you know, ROMs. Yeah. I will never condone piracy. Anyway. But with that being said, though, now I have to think about the install fee. And I don't want people to get the misinterpretation that I am, like, you know, I'm installing a game and hurting a dev. No. As a matter of fact, that actually brings up to my other point on this. How this actually directly affects the channel, or indirectly rather. Chub Chomp Chill. I haven't talked to Scribs yet about this, and I probably won't end up anyway. Too fucking busy. But apparently Scribs had made a post saying that, look, he's not redoing the game in another engine. He's remade the fucking game 3 times. He's not gonna remake it another 3 times. And he is content on fucking probably end up like saying, hey, I'm gonna fucking just call 0.6 1.0 and call it a day. That how that affects the channel is that Chub Chomp Shell is something that is been a part of this channel for a while. And the thing is I don't know where I'm gonna stand on that, because I, in the past, have said, hey, if there's any more updates, I'm not gonna play this game as a full playthrough until the final update. Well, now we might actually be at that final update. So, I mean, that's up in the air for me as a streamer. For him, it's a completely different scenario. He's got to figure out whether he's going to continue updating the game, developing the game under Unity. He's already made up his mind that he's not remaking the game under, like, another engine in Godot. But that, again, is a completely different thing that he has to deal with. On my end, I have to consider whether or not it is worth my time playing the game, because I don't want to hurt Scribs and install fees and shit. Whereas a dev like Angry Crab or something like that, it's like, okay, I'm going to make it abundantly clear, I'm not fucking trying to hurt the dev, but I'm playing their game because I enjoy their games, right? It's a fucked up situation. It really is. It is a absolute fucked up situation where, like I said, one fucking former EA executive gone rogue CEO decides, you know what? Fuck everyone. I'm profiting off of this shit. And it's like Unity can't walk this back, unfortunately. What I would say with this is Unity has known to show their ass. Well, they've shown their ass for the last time, and I probably would never recommend anyone use Unity because they literally lost the trust of everybody, and I wouldn't trust anyone using them. As a matter of fact, if anyone I knew was making a game, I'd probably recommend them to Godot. So, but yeah, it's just a shit situation all around. And you know what? I'm not even going to go into the idea of like the security and hindrance factors of it all, because like, for example, like virtualization, bots, you know, the Windows licensing things. Muda did a really good job covering that. You want to go watch his video, be my guest. This is kind of like a synopsis of where I stand on this shit, right? So, anyway, I'm gonna read chat real quick and see what they think about this. Because I went on a fucking tangent and I completely neglected chat. So let's see here. Wait, what gunshot thing? Oh, that. We'll talk about that. That was like a month and a half ago. I'll talk about it during F-Zero, but Unity is practically dead now. If not if it goes under, it's when. Well, yeah, that's the thing. Is again, nobody. I don't think anyone's going to trust them at this point. They really, there's no point in trusting them. Especially with what's been going on now. Epic's gonna get more business due to Unreal not doing this shit and being more affordable anyway. Well, it's not even just Unreal. It's everyone. It's fucking everyone. Everyone who is in competition against Unity is now a competition being Unity's fucking replacement. Again, Unity's always had this reputation of being like a fucking middle. It's basically the Adobe of the gaming industry, yeah. So it's like, well, at this point, it doesn't even fucking matter. It's game, set, match. One fucking CEO fucked up the entire fucking thing, and hold on, I'm gonna do this real quick. I realize that there's a light here. And it's driving me fucking crazy. Oh. There. Better. A lot better. Anyway. So yeah, it's like now everyone's competing for Unity's replacement, right? Let's see here. What the fuck is Godot? This situation is the first time I've ever heard. Godot is an open source. Okay, so it's basically an open source engine. It's community based. It's community operated. It's basically like the Linux of game engines. If you want me to like simplify it. I always recommend Godot. Actually, you know what's funny is I actually have Godot in my Steam account. So, ooh, yeah, I actually have Godot in my Steam, I believe. Well, no, I don't. I am lying. No, I actually don't. I thought I did, but either way, you can install Godot and have the same thing. Oh, you know what? No, I actually have it here. Never mind, I have it. So it basically it's an open source. It's basically open source. It's an open source engine, right? For anyone to actually use and operate. And I'd argue and say that it's a little bit more efficient than Unity. But I digress. Let's see here. Knowing how Xbox handles its devs. Oh, knowing how Xbox handles, Microsoft handles everything, they're gonna be fucking pissed about this Unity thing. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, when they find out that Unity's hoping that they'll cover the fucking costs, that, that's no. no, they're not fucking handling, they're not doing that. They're not fucking doing that. They will fucking sue the ever-living shit out of Unity before they even go close to that. Which would be a massive fucking W on Microfuck's part, because they basically, that gives them great PR. But I don't know where the legality of Unity doing this shit is. It's up in the fucking air. Microsoft, Nintendo, and stuff is more likely to sue. Again, who knows where the legality of this all is? I'm thinking that the legality is under, you know, anti-consumer, like a consumer protection thing, but it could also be under, like, you know, contractual agreements and shit too. It's just a matter of where those legalities are, right? Xbox studios like peak AAA game studios because they don't interfere. That's how they put our games like Ori and Psychonauts 2. Yeah, well, again, my Muda's thinking and my thinking as well, and about a few other people's thinking, is that it's not so much the studios themselves that are going to sue, it's Microsoft that may sue, because Microsoft uses, you know, the xCloud shit, right? The Xbox Game Pass shit. How that's gonna interfere is every install that you have to make is now a cost on fucking Microsoft. And yes, they could pass it off to the consumer, be like, okay, well, we'll just knock a buck or two above what the original MSRP of Game Pass is. But it's like, at that point, you kind of have to, like, understand that you're gonna lose, like, your subscriber base, which Microsoft really doesn't want. They really want this shit to work, and this is a giant fucking roadblock for them. Godot is pronounced Godot. I know, but I call it Godot anyway because I just like pissing people off anyway. But yeah, fuck the Unity shit. Oh yeah, absolutely. Again, it's a weird fucking situation. It really is, because it's nobody wins. Nobody fucking wins. The end user, or consumer, the dev, the studio, the publisher, or fucking Unity themselves. Nobody fucking wins. Everyone's gonna go each other after eat each other up. The only fucking people who win are the people who are developing new engines. But I digress. Who fucking knows where we're gonna stand with that? Thankfully, the most up-to-date version of a game I've been following can't be attained by an install in its very alpha. Well, then you have to consider the situation with what devs like Scripps, for example, right? With Chub Chub Chill. He allowed Chub Chub Chill to be fucking public when it was in its alpha phase. Well, now every download that they make off a itch is probably going to be a cost onto him, right? Now, normal fucking devs, studios, you know, the big ones, can cover those costs. I'm walking on fire saying that one because not all of them can, but you have devs like, you know, Scripps, who have to make these fucking decisions. Like, well, now I gotta consider this next update to be my final update. It's like, okay, well now we're causing the indie scene to kind of get smaller, and we're fucking shit up. You know it's bad when you know it's bad when Darkside Phil agrees with the game devs. You know it's fucking bad when Darkside Phil was even in the right about this situation. Like, this whole fucking situation is just bad. It's a bad thing across the board. Like, look, I don't know about you, but this whole fucking situation with Unity is just bad. It's just bad in general. Like, I never really considered, you know, the severity of how bad this was until, I want to say, a few days ago. Because the more people were talking about it and the more I kind of understood what was going on, it's just bad. Everybody fucking loses in this situation. Nobody wins. Nobody. And it's just again, it's a fucking awful situation to throw people in, especially with something as accessible as Unity to smaller devs who are trying to get into the fucking gaming development sphere. It's insane. It's insanity. I would hate to be an employee an employee of Unity at the moment. I don't understand why people over there are defending this shit. I mean, if they had any inclination to like be against this shit, fucking pack your bags and fucking leave that place. You know, there's an old saying when it comes to shit like this, which is, know when the ship is sinking, but only before you see the fire. And what that basically means is, when you see these decisions or hear these decisions, and you know for a fact, based on your experience and how these things operate or go, that this is bad news, you fucking jump ship. Okay? Fuck everything. If you have the money or the experience or the qualifications, jump ship. Because I guarantee you, Unity right now is a dead fucking company. It is a corpse walking at the moment. And it's not, like, none of this is good for it whatsoever. My friend's been making his game on Godot, and I'm glad he switched from Unity at an early ass phase. Yeah, and that's another thing too, is there is the development phase and how to switch engines. It's a lot of the time it's not possible. Again, I bring up Scribs because he's remade his game 3 fucking times. And I understand his logic. I'm not remaking the game in a new engine 3 more fucking times. It's insane. Because a company wants to be a bunch of dickheads. A lot of those devs don't have that fucking, they don't have the time or the moolah to fucking do that. And it's understandable. It's completely fucking understandable on their part. What's not understandable is why Unity wants to make these fucking decisions. And the only thing I could chalk it off as, it's a former EA executive gone fucking rogue. By the way, this EA executive was known to make the quote about Battlefield, hey, let's charge him by the reload. So that should give you the type of integrity and character that this person has when it comes to the game dev scene. It's insane. It's fucking insane. I think if any suit is filed, it'll be a class action suit. More than likely, yeah. But even then, nobody wins in those. The only people who actually win in those is lawyers. The class action suits are just a fucking joke. They always end in settlements, and nobody fucking really gets the lump sum. The only people who really get the lump sum is well, the lawyers. Also, ensuing the legality of what they did doesn't matter. It boils down to whether or not the judge decides with against the devs. Well, yes, but there's also again. The idea is, hey, what's the legality of this shit? Like, where does the breach in the legality of it all stands? Like, if it were me, right? Okay, I'm gonna use a hypothetical, for example, right? Say I'm a big fucking successful content creator, right? Say I'm like fucking, I don't know, Markiplier size. Granted, I mean, I could have used PewDiePie, but still, Markiplier size, right? And I have like 3 different companies, right? A roastery, a fashion designer company, and an energy drink company. Okay, cool. I am the CEO of those 3 companies. I'm also the head of my own brand, my own channel, my own. Now, what comes with when part of running a business is contractual agreements, right? Say, I don't know, for some reason, Pokemon wants to collab with my coffee company, right? Well, there would be a contractual legal agreement on what not to breach and what to breach between those 2 companies doing business with each other to profit mutually off of consumers, right? I would expect and I would hope that there is something there for unity with, I don't know, publishers and developers and, you know, fucking companies like Nintendo and Microsoft. So if there is, then the legality would be somewhere in breaching those contracts. You could have used Binti or Joey. Well, chat, I love Joey and I love Binyorpa. I love him to death, but I'm thinking purely under the specter when it comes to those examples of you know, not only are they content creators, but they're business people. I mean, a great example of that is Jay Schlatt, but, you know, I digress. So, if anything, like, the legality of it all, it would be under contracts. Like, it would be like, hey, this is where this is happening, and this is where this is breaching. But, you know, I'm not a lawyer. I'm just a trans woman who screams at a mic fucking 8 hours of my existence, so I don't know. I really don't fucking know. Let's see here. Okay, let's see. Also ensuing, okay. Pokemon Go is made in Unity too. Yeah, Niantic. I wonder what Niantic's hot take in this is. Honestly, hold on. There's actually something that you just brought up a good point. I want to hear Ilka's take on this because you know what they're using? You know what they're fucking using to make their games, right? Oh. I want to hear Pokemon Company's take on this. Or Ilka's take. Because Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl and whatever other fucking games Ilka's making for Pokemon more than likely are using Unity, just like BDSP. I'm actually really considering hearing what they have to say. Because if they're going to say anything at all. Because, like, again, BDSP is made in Unity. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. When you have devs, personal devs making, like, fucking, oh, I don't know, Mega Evolution possible in BDSP because it's Unity, you can't tell me that's not Unity. So I wonder what Ilka's gonna say. I wonder what Ilka and TPCI are gonna say and Game Freak are gonna say, because, you know, Unity is such a heavily used engine. Even companies like Game Freak and Ilka use them. So it's gonna be interesting to see. It's gonna be really interesting to see. Blank card is rating with the party at 2. Thank you, Blank. Appreciate it. F099 good. I haven't even started yet. We've just been sitting here talking about the Unity thing. But soon soon. Soon, but don't worry, Blank. We'll get to it eventually. We're kind of talking about the Unity situation and it's the severity of it. Like, I wouldn't genuinely be surprised if Silksong gets a massive delay due to this. Okay, well, I'm not surprised that you know, Cult of Lamb is good. Like, okay, so Silksong, yes, getting a massive delay. I wouldn't be surprised if Ilka's making another Pokemon game that this is gonna cause a delay for them as well. Further fucking up plans for them. But then you have situations like Cult of the Lamb where you know, you have these situations where they're saying effective January 1st, 2024, we're deleting the fucking game. So it's not a good look. None of this is good. None of this is fucking awesome. This is all fucking nightmarishly bad. So how will this Unity thing affect physical games? I don't think it will. I think it mainly might affect digital, but that is another good question. That is another thing that Unity is not fucking explaining. And the thing is that they're being very vague about it. They know what we know, which is it's not a good. This is not a good situation, and nobody wins in this. So I don't know, man. This is all bad. This is all fucking bad. This is all very, 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 very bad. And you know, I wouldn't be surprised, like I said, you know, as far as my situation on my end with this thing, as a creator, as a streamer, it's normal flow as expected. You know, I come to accept the fact that streaming for as long as I have, we're running about 4 years now. I know that no matter what approach I do with this, I don't win, right? It's normal, and for anyone who is new to streaming, like a year or two in, you're going to learn this hard truth as well. You will never win in these situations. This one in particular, I specifically will not win making a decision. So instead of just being like, hey, here's my decision, I'm gonna keep playing games as normal, under the factor that, hey, if it's Unity, just understand that, yeah, I contributed to the problem by making them pay an install fee. But I'm also doing it under the gray light of, I hope that these devs are successful enough that they can actually deal with the covering cost of these install fees. If not, have more money and funding to remove themselves out of Unity's sphere and go utilize a different engine or create their own in-house engine. So that's my fucking that's my fucking take on this this Unity thing. It's a shit show. It's a fucking shit show. But as I've always said, and I don't think I've said it on stream enough, money is not the root of all evil. Greed is. Greed is a core component of everything that destroys. Money is just a byproduct that is used to help destroy shit. But greed is the ideal thing that destroys things. And well, Unity is just a great example of this ideology. I don't know what to say. I really don't know. It's insane. So anyway, I will be right back. I'm gonna go fill up my coffee real quick, and we're gonna start the stream. So